In the bustling heart of Manila, where jeepneys roar down crowded streets and vendors call out to passing crowds, a young boy named Joshua Ramirez spends his days singing to survive. Only 12 years old, Joshua knows a life that most children never experience. While others his age are in classrooms with books and pencils, he carries an old guitar across his shoulder, its body scratched and its strings worn thin from years of playing. Every corner of the city has become his stage. He stands under the burning sun or beside the glowing streetlights at night, hoping his music will bring in enough coins to buy food for his family. His voice is raw, powerful, and full of emotions that speak far beyond his years. Strangers stop in their tracks when they hear him sing. Some drop coins into his small box, while others stay longer, mesmerized by the soulful tones that echo through the busy streets. Though the world around him is noisy and chaotic, the moment Joshua begins to sing, the city seems to pause. Music is not just a talent for Joshua, it is his lifeline. Each note carries his struggles, each lyric tells his silent prayers, and each song reflects the dream that burns inside him. Deep down, he believes there is something bigger waiting for him beyond the streets, something that could change not just his life but his family's future. As he looks at the faces of the people who listen, he wonders if one day his voice could reach beyond Manila, beyond the Philippines, and maybe even touch the world. Despite the hardships, Joshua never lets go of hope, because for him, every song is a step closer to the dream he refuses to give up. Joshua's life takes an unexpected turn when a local charity worker, passing through the busy streets of Manila, hears his voice. She pauses, captivated by the way this young boy transforms the chaos of the street into a melody filled with soul and heart. She learns his story, how he sings every day not just for passion, but to help his family survive. Touched deeply, the charity decides to support him, believing his gift deserves a stage far bigger than the sidewalks of Manila. For the first time, Joshua hears the words that will change his life: "We want to take you to America's Got Talent." At first, he cannot believe it. The thought of leaving the Philippines, stepping on a plane, and performing before the world's most famous judges feels like a dream too big for a boy who has only known hardship. Yet, as the days pass, excitement grows inside him. The charity arranges his papers, his flight, and even provides a proper guitar for the journey. On the morning of his departure, his family gathers around him, hugging him tightly, tears of pride streaming down their faces. With trembling hands, Joshua holds onto his new guitar case as he boards the airplane. It is his very first time leaving the country, and every moment feels surreal: the roar of the engines, the clouds outside the window, the sense that destiny is pulling him somewhere new. As the plane descends into Los Angeles, Joshua closes his eyes and whispers a quiet prayer. "This is my chance," he says to himself, determination filling his heart. He knows the journey ahead will not be easy, but deep inside, he feels ready to show the world what a boy from the streets of Manila can truly do. The bright lights of America's Got Talent shine down as Joshua takes his first steps onto the massive stage. For a boy who once sang under Manila's streetlights, the sight is overwhelming: the towering stage, the huge audience, and the 4 judges sitting before him, their faces familiar from the television screens he used to watch in small shops back home. His heart pounds in his chest, and his hands tremble slightly as he clutches his guitar. The host asks him his name, and with a shy smile he says, "My name is Joshua Ramirez, I'm 12 years old, and I come from Manila, Philippines." The audience cheers at the mention of his hometown, giving him strength. Then, in a voice both nervous and brave, he adds, "I sing on the streets to help my family, but tonight, I want to share my music with all of you." A hush falls over the theater as he strums the first notes of Hotel California. At first, the sound is soft, delicate, but as he continues, his voice grows stronger, soaring through the auditorium. It is raw, soulful, and hauntingly beautiful, so full of pain, hope, and longing that it pierces straight into the hearts of everyone listening. The crowd leans forward, captivated by this small boy with a giant voice. By the time he reaches the chorus, people rise to their feet, clapping along and cheering, their voices joining in celebration. Even Simon Cowell, known for his sharp critiques, leans forward with wide eyes, visibly moved. Joshua, lost in the music, forgets his fear. For the first time, he feels like he is exactly where he belongs. As the last note fades into silence, the theater erupts in thunderous applause, and Joshua stands frozen, realizing he has just lived the biggest moment of his life. The applause still echoes through the theater as Joshua lowers his guitar, his chest rising and falling with each nervous breath. He stares at the judges' table, unsure of what will come next. For a moment, the stage feels frozen in time. Then Simon Cowell leans forward, his expression softer than anyone expects. His voice, usually sharp and demanding, is filled with emotion as he says, "Joshua, I don't think you understand what just happened. That was incredible." The audience erupts in cheers, but Simon raises his hand, asking for quiet. "I've heard Hotel California thousands of times in my life," he continues, "but never, never, like that. You didn't just sing it, Joshua. You told a story with every note. You made us feel your life in those lyrics. And that, my boy, is what makes a true artist." Joshua's eyes widen, glistening with tears he can no longer hold back. He bows his head slightly, overwhelmed by the weight of Simon's words. Then, in an instant that changes everything, Simon reaches out his hand and slams it down on the golden buzzer. The theater explodes as golden confetti rains from the ceiling, sparkling in the spotlight. Joshua gasps, dropping his guitar to his side as tears stream down his face. He falls to his knees, overcome with disbelief and joy, while the crowd chants his name. The other judges smile warmly, clapping with pride, and even stand to applaud alongside the audience. Simon rises from his seat, smiling at Joshua with genuine admiration. "Remember this moment," he says over the roar of the crowd, "because this is the beginning of something extraordinary." For Joshua, the boy who once sang on the streets of Manila, the golden confetti is more than celebration, it is a promise of a future he never thought possible. Joshua kneels on the glittering AGT stage, golden confetti sticking to his hair, his cheeks wet with tears. The crowd continues to chant his name, their voices blending into a roar of encouragement that feels like a dream come true. For a boy who once stood barefoot on the sidewalks of Manila, singing for a handful of coins, this moment is beyond imagination. He looks up at the judges, his eyes filled with gratitude, and then toward the audience, where thousands of strangers now cheer as though they have known him all his life. Back home in the Philippines, his family watches the broadcast, their small living room bursting with pride and emotion. His mother presses her hands to her face, weeping as she whispers, "That's my son." In that instant, Joshua's music has carried across oceans, uniting people through the raw honesty of his voice. Simon's words still echo in his mind, "This is the beginning of something extraordinary." For Joshua, those words are not just praise, they are a lifeline, a promise that the struggles of the past will not define the future. He takes a deep breath, holding the moment in his heart, determined never to forget what it feels like to be seen and celebrated for his gift. The golden buzzer has opened a door he once believed was locked forever. From the crowded streets of Manila to the grand stage of America's Got Talent, his journey proves that dreams, no matter how impossible they seem, can come true with courage, hope, and perseverance. As he walks off the stage, golden confetti still falling from his shoulders, Joshua smiles through his tears. This is not the end of his story. It is only the beginning of a new chapter that will inspire millions around the world.